Economic Forum on ASEAN in Hanoi. The President suggested both countries continue to maintain delegation exchanges and the operation of cooperation mechanisms. The understanding of a plan of actions realize bilateral comprehensive cooperation partnership and work to raise bilateral trade to $1 billion as soon as possible. He proposed the two sides accelerate the signing of cooperative agreements in agriculture, fisheries, transport, justice, and crime defense and control. State Councillor Yang San Chiu Kiu affirmed that Myanmar hopes to increase economic cooperation with Vietnam, along with ties in education, tourism, culture, and youth exchange. The Vietnam Business Summit opened in Hanoi on Thursday within the framework of the World Economic Forum on ASEAN. Prime Minister Nguyen Phuc and President of the World Economic Forum, Roger Brande, were among attendants at the event. In his address, Prime Minister Phuc said Vietnam upholds benefits of free trade, cooperation, and globalization.
Về phía chính phủ cam kết đóng vai trò kiến tạo phát triển.
The Vietnamese government pledges to accompany foreign enterprises in their operation in Vietnam. Vietnam hopes that more economic groups and FDI enterprises will help Vietnamese enterprises to participate further in global value chains and enhance human resource training. Vietnam are not ambitious to become the best in the globalization chain, but wants to be friends with the best. Vietnamese desire to become a prosperous country.
Prime Minister Phuc highlighted Vietnam's economic growth potential and improved investment environment, saying Vietnam is gaining trust from investors.
Việt Nam là thành viên của WTO, tham gia 12 hiệp định thương mại tự do.
Vietnam is a WTO member and has participated in 12 free trade agreements, including 6 ASEAN FTAs with China, India, Japan, and South Korea. The new generation free trade agreement, CPTPP, is being approved. Vietnam's free trade agreement with the EU and the RCEP are likely to be signed by the end of this year. These agreements will create opportunities for Vietnam to participate further in the global value chain and production network.
The World Economic Forum on ASEAN concluded successfully. President of the World Economic Forum, Roger Brande, and Vietnamese Permanent Deputy Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn were speaking at a press conference in Hanoi on Thursday. Mr. Brande praised WEF cooperation with Vietnam and ASEAN, saying ASEAN is a dynamic and rapidly growing region. He said Vietnam is becoming an attractive destination for foreign investment. Deputy Prime Minister Kim Ha Bình was speaking at the closing ceremony.
Chính phủ Việt Nam luôn sẵn sàng và đang nỗ lực kiến tạo môi trường thuận lợi.
The Vietnamese government is striving to ensure a facilitating environment for growth and encourage young people to innovate and contribute to the national dynamism. Through the event, Vietnam wants to promote partnership for regional peace, stability, and prosperity. This is a wonderful opportunity for delegates to explore Vietnamese culture and history, as well as aspirations for growth. Vietnam is a trustworthy partner, a dynamic economy, an attractive investment destination for multinational companies and members of the WEF.
The World Economic Forum is willing to support Vietnam in building a digital economy based on science and technology. WEF President Brande made his statement at a meeting with Deputy Prime Minister Grundig Satellit. The Vietnamese official expressed his delight at the significant number of world leaders and businesses present at the event, saying it reflects the interest in partnership and investment ties at the ASEAN and Vietnam. Brande forecast Vietnam's economy will grow 7% this year, as the value of its stock market doubled over the past 2 years. The WEF wants Vietnam to step up innovation amid the fourth industrial revolution, and is willing to back the effort. The Vietnam-Japan Cooperation Committee convened the 10th meeting in Hanoi on Thursday under the chair of Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh and Japanese Foreign Minister Taro Kono. The two ministers agreed to exchange high-level visits, enhance cooperation among ministries, sectors, and provinces. They affirmed to carry on with the Vietnam-Japan SAT initiative to increase Japan's investment in Vietnam and work closely to bring the comprehensive Progressive Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement into play. The Japanese Foreign Minister said Japan will continue to provide ODA for Vietnam and support Vietnam to improve the investment environment and competitiveness of industries, increase labor productivity, build high-quality infrastructure, and train human resources.
And next on BOB, here's the world news.